We will go into some best bets for this week. We got about four of them on the slate here. We talked about a few of these games already, but we'll start off with that Mississippi State versus Alabama. Like I mentioned before, I like Alabama to win this game, but I like Mississippi State to cover 21.5 points. That means they could lose by 3 touchdowns and they still cover by a half a point. Um, and yeah, I think Mississippi State's an underrated team. I think they'll find a way to put up enough points to keep up enough with Alabama to cover that spread.
Yeah, I think they'll be able to too. And Alabama again, they're coming off of a loss, and we I think with Alabama we haven't really seen them like gain their confidence or I don't know what it is, what's going on with them.
Yeah, I mean, in previous years, I probably would never take someone to cover the spread against Bama after coming off a loss,
Right.
knowing how Saban is going to really have his team ready to go. But they just don't seem to have the same aura about this
Yeah, I think
team
that's
this
what it
year.
is.
And yeah, it's kind of clear to see they struggled enough early on this year, in ways where they either haven't or wouldn't struggle in all those many ways in previous years. So um, yeah, tough matchup here, and like I said, I think Mississippi State will find a way to cover here. That we have that UCLA Oregon game. That's a huge matchup for the Pac-12, like we talked about. I like UCLA +6 here. Um, Oregon's been playing great. UCLA, I guess, playing
Playing
greater,
great.
right?
Yeah. Right, right.
That's kind of what it comes down to. They're on the road, but you're telling me you giving me 6 points so they could lose this game, by a couple
By a
points, and they'll
field goal maybe
then
or
and they'll still cover. So I'll take my chances with that. I like what UCLA has been doing. Um, and when it comes down to it, I think I trust Dorian Thompson Robinson more than
then Bo Nix.
Bo Nix. Yeah, we've shown some highs and lows and
Inconsistencies.
inconsistency of Bo Nix this year and throughout his career, really. So yeah, at the end of the day, I think this is a UCLA team that'll find a way I actually like them to win here, but even if they don't and things go not their way at some point, I think
Yeah, I
they'll
think they'll
they'll cover
cover.
6 points. Um, Cincinnati, number 21 Cincinnati goes on the road to SMU. Cincinnati's been pretty solid this year. They're only 3-point favorite. I like them to cover by 3 points. I think they're going to win this game, and I think 3 points is more than
Yeah,
more
that's
than a
not too
fair
much.
point spread for them to go on a road against the SMU team. That's I believe they're like 3-3 at this point.
Yeah, that's
And
great.
look, we see upsets all the time. I I just saw Coastal Carolina lose to Old Dominion.
Yeah, that's
That's
insane.
that I rolled them into a parlay and that cooked it. So yeah, so we see these kind of things happen. SMU is a team certainly capable of that. But yeah, I do like Cincinnati to win this game, come out and cover that spread here. And lastly, we have West Virginia going into Texas Tech. Texas Tech being favored by 5.5 points. This is a Texas Tech team that we've seen overcome some other teams that are higher ranked and thought to be better of them. When they come in there, they've been able to play pretty well at home. And yeah, West Virginia's kind of been an up and down team. We saw them start out the year against Pitt and lose that game. They've had some other games. They lost against Tennessee. But
They've lost against like respectable
yeah, they've lost
opponents. It's
against
not
respectable
like
opponents. They
right.
played well, but sometimes not good enough. And I think here on the road against a Texas Tech team that could really sling the ball and
They
put
have
up
a
points.
firepower offense.
Yeah, I think at home I'll take Texas Tech by 5.5. I think they'll be able to cover that. It might be a close cover. I mean, they might win by 7 or so, but yeah, that'll still be
Yeah,
covered.
that's
I could also, this one also has the potential to be just a a runaway win for Texas Tech as well, right? You might, be doing something else, look at the score or flip to this game and, a quarter and a half in, they're up by, 14,
15,
21,
yeah.
something like that, 2, 3 touchdowns. So, yeah, they certainly have that capabilities as well. But, yeah, that'll do it for our college football episode number 7. And